Singapore is fast becoming the Silicon Valley of Asia and attracting startups in technology, communications and other industries. INSEAD ranks Singapore as the most innovative country in Asia and third in the world. Talk about a bunch of overachievers. muru-D is a startup accelerator in Singapore founded by the Australian technology company Telstra. I paid a visit to find out what's attracting new business to the city.
I actually think Singapore's future is the thing that's really the most attractive about it. We're talking about a centre of gravity here which is surrounded by 600 million upwardly mobile, young, socially engaged customers all coming into the middle class. And I think that the next 10 years will bear out sort of the argument that Southeast Asia, as a subset of Asia more broadly, is the next vibrant tech scene.
What does the Singapore government do to create this environment? What sort of incentives do they provide? How does it sit? It's
very well known that Singapore government actively supports innovation. They provide business-friendly policies. They provide tax incentives. They provide a range of grants and R&D.
Even for an experienced industry player, how do you actually get started and networked in Singapore in the startup scene?
But you have to have a clear view as to why you're coming to Singapore. So that's the first thing I'd say. Secondly, I think that there are incredibly strong networks of both ecosystems of entrepreneurs as well as investors here. So I'd be first of all obviously looking at the Tech in Asia E27 publications to get a sense of the players. There are some well-known resources which you can sort of familiarise yourself with, but nothing beats introductions and conversations. So I would suggest that you get in touch with anyone you know within the Singapore ecosystem. The other thing to kind of familiarise yourself with would be the type and number of VC firms here. They're all a little different, and make sure if you're coming here to start a business that you have a clear view as how you're going to participate in this market, why you're going to win, and then who specifically would be investing in you.
So in short, is it the power of proximity or the power of partnerships?
I think proximity yields opportunities for partnerships. You can't do partnerships from abroad. Being here is 90% of the answer.
Where are you seeing the strongest growth?
I think over the last 5 years there's been incredible growth in e-commerce, and that's probably a function of the development of Southeast Asia more generally. You know, you've got a whole range of consumers that for the first time are gaining access to the internet, that are having their first smartphones and are starting to consume from products around the region. I think e-commerce was and still is one of the big sectors here, marketplace businesses. I definitely think the opportunities are broad within Southeast Asia, and I think my gut tells me that B2B is the great unsolved opportunity around Southeast Asia.